All right. Welcome to Unlimited Confidence Secrets. We're going to be starting in just a couple of minutes here. So I can't wait to begin with you. But if you're just joining in, welcome. You can share in the chat where you're from if you'd like, just so we know where people are coming in from. I always like to see that on the internet, that people could be calling in from anywhere. And I'm looking forward to sharing these secrets with you, whether you're live or maybe you're watching this in the replay. Because these secrets truly have transformed my life and then gone on to transform a lot of people's lives. And so I love sharing them because not only do I know that they work from my own experience, but I know that when I talk about them and when I tell people about them and they do them, then they experience a big shift in their life. So we're going to get started in just a few minutes or just a couple minutes before the top of the hour. I just want to hang out with you before we begin. Hopefully everything's working on the tech side and you can see me and you can see the slides, and we're going to get started in just a minute, 2 minutes actually. And as we're diving in here, I want you to really be thinking about confidence in your life. I'll be asking you a lot of questions in the training about that, but to make it the most useful for you, you're going to think about where you want confidence in your own life and what confidence means for you. Because I'm going to be talking about how to build confidence, how to get confidence, the secrets to have more confidence. But confidence is a currency, right? So what do you want it for? So we're going to be really looking at confidence today, and not just how to get it, but what you want to do with it in your life. And I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome to Unlimited Confidence Secrets. We're going to get started in just a minute. And what I love about you being here is it shows to me that you're committed, that you want to learn this stuff. And that is the best precursor to having a major transformation. Because wanting more confidence and then not doing anything, it doesn't really produce any shift. But you're here. So welcome to Unlimited Confidence Secrets. You're in the right place. And we're going to be starting in just a few minutes. So like under 1 minute here. So we're going to just wait for the top of the hour, and then we're going to get right into it. And I'm going to share the 3 most life-changing secrets. And what I love about these secrets is one stacks upon the other. So really the last secret is the one that's going to tip the scales. But the first 2 you need to have in order to be able to do the third one consistently. So I'm so excited. I'm not going to share what they are yet, even though I want to, because we got to get into the training. We got to get into the webinar. So you're here. You're awesome. We're going to start it in just a minute. I'm just staying with you here before we get started, and then we're going to officially dive in. So stick with me. You're in the right place. You want confidence, and so do I. I love confidence. You're going to hear a little bit about my story in this training. And confidence, yeah, that's big. And that's been a huge pursuit in my life. Some might say an obsession. And I'm going to share why in this training, because why I think it's the most valuable skill that you can develop in your life. Okay, so we are at the top of the hour. We're going to get started because I want to respect your time and dive right in. So welcome to Unlimited Confidence Secrets. Share in the chat if you like where you're joining us from, so we can stay connected with each other and realize that there's real people here, not just screens. And put yourself out there in that way. That's a little active, bold action that builds our confidence. But okay, here's the thing about Unlimited Confidence Secrets and what we're going to cover today. I'm going to dive into all of that, and we will complete this whole training in an hour because I know your time is valuable. And I want to make sure we dive right into it and not have a lot of filler and fluff. And I encourage you and invite you to stay until the end of this training. Stay for the hour, because it's just 1 hour of your life. But if you really show up fully, I'm going to show up 100% in this training. And if you show up 100% with your attention, with your energy, then it can be life-changing. Literally, this 1 hour can shift the course of your life, because if you apply what you learn, things are going to be totally different. So let's get right into it. Today, what we're focusing on in these secrets is how to radically increase your confidence without forcing yourself to do anything scary ever. And I know that sounds maybe far-fetched or not possible, but I've been studying this for a long time. And I realize if something is scary or overwhelming, even if it works, it's not going to work in the long term, because who's going to do that? That's like people who want to do like a radical cut or a drastic diet to lose weight. Like, maybe it's extreme and it might get a result, but how sustainable is it? So if it's not overwhelming, it's not scary, it's not going to, you have to force yourself, then you're going to be able to do it consistently. And that's what this training is all about, is how to do something consistently that transform your confidence. Because then when you do that, it'll happen naturally over time. So my goal and my mission are the same thing. My goal for this training is for you to learn specifically exactly what you can do to start boosting your confidence now. And that's part of my broader mission, which is to inspire radical and rapid transformation and confidence in as many people as I can while I'm here, sharing everything I got. So that's what we're focused on in this training. And I really want you to leave here with results and leave this training with total certainty that it is possible to increase your confidence now. Because you might think that, but you might not. You might doubt that a lot. You might think that maybe that's possible abstractly, but not for you. And we're going to shatter that in this training. So you see that absolutely is possible for you. And not only that, but how to do it. And I want to share a life-changing tool that you can use immediately to get instant progress. That's one of the secrets. I'll share that with you. And at the end of this, the goal is for you to feel inspired and energized to keep going, to create the confidence that you want in your life. Because sometimes the journey can be rocky. And that's why if you ever listen to my podcast, I talk a lot about that and kind of the ups and downs. And it's not this just straight linear progression. So maybe you are trying to grow your confidence and you've had some setbacks right now. Or life has just kind of, kicked you in the teeth. That happens sometimes. So I want you to leave this feeling energized and back to that place, that time in your life, that part of you that was like, yeah, I can do this. I can build my confidence. I can create the life that I want. I can have the relationship that I want. I can make positive changes in my career, whatever you want to use confidence for. So, and I said, we're going to keep this training to an hour. And at the end of the training, I'm going to share a tool with you, my confidence assessment, it's a short little one-page assessment that allows you to pinpoint on 10 different measures where you are in confidence and get a score for your confidence. And that's going to be extremely valuable because then you can rate yourself and you can take it again a week later or 2 weeks later and actually start to see the progress and see where you might want to build your confidence. So I will be sharing a link to that a little bit later in the training. So stick with me. And let's do this. Why confidence? Because as we get into these secrets, why do we need to learn confidence in the first place? And I want you to take a moment to think about that. What will confidence bring to your life? If you had double the confidence in any area that was important for you, what would it bring to your life? Take a moment to really think about that, because otherwise this is going to be abstract. So pick one area that matters most to you. And let's say you had double the confidence. You could snap your fingers and have that. What would change? What would be different? How would you show up? And if you want to share in the comments, I would love to read that. So what makes this training different is where I'm coming from. So in case you don't know, I'm Dr. Aziz, and I am the world's leading authority on confidence. I've written numerous books on it. I have a doctorate in clinical psychology, and that was part of my pursuit to understand myself and then be able to help other people. And I've written 3 books on confidence and social anxiety, extraordinary confidence, and being less nice and more you. And I have 16 years of experience of doing this. And now I work with thousands of students all over the world online, in-person retreats and live events, that sort of thing. But here's the thing. The biggest reason that I can radically help people increase their confidence is none of those credentials or any of that. It's because I used to have no confidence. And I want to start the training with this and not go right into the secrets, because I want you to see that this transformation is possible and why I'm so passionate about it and why I know it's possible for you to literally double, triple, 10x, however you measure your confidence, way more confident. And I know that's possible because I experienced that myself. So that's not me. It's my buddy Joe, but I was probably in the other room playing with Joe. This is World of Warcraft, but I played a lot of Warcraft games. This was a photo of me I dug up. This is back in the days before smartphones, so there weren't like a bajillion photos, but I don't know if it was a webcam photo or what. That's me sitting in front of a computer. That's mostly what I did. There's another gem. That's me. And I spent over a decade of my life trapped in social anxiety. And I was uncomfortable. I felt like no one would want to really talk with me. I did not talk to women I was attracted to. I did not speak up in groups. I did not, share ideas. I did not raise my hand. I did not draw attention to myself. I felt uncomfortable. I compared myself to other people all the time. I thought I'm less than them. He's better than me. She wouldn't want to be with me. Those people wouldn't want to be my friends. And that was my world. That's what I lived in. I thought, this is how it is. And during that time, I discovered how not to break free. This is what I call the hard way. So here's another gem of a photo of me, my cat. Thunder Tiger was his name. Oh, yes. So here's the hard way. You try to fake it till you make it. Maybe you've tried this. You're like, I'm just going to do the thing that's scary, and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to fake it and pretend like I got it. And maybe you were able to do it. Maybe you weren't. But how sustainable was that? How exhausting was that? I would copy other confident-looking people and try to be them. I was like, well, it's working for him or her. I better just do what they do, and then people will think I'm confident too. I try to just push through, do what scared me. That's the advice, right? Just do it anyway. And what happened is, as I tried to do it the hard way and I didn't feel a lasting shift in myself, I started to come up with some stories, and maybe these resonate with you. There's something wrong with me. I'm different. I'm broken. I'll never overcome this. I'll never be confident in this area. Maybe you got confident in one area of your life, but not in another. And that area feels impossible. So, do you want to know the easy way that does not require you to push through, force it, or fake it? And that's what I'm so excited to share with you today, because there is a way to do this, and much better. I didn't understand any of these tools that I now work with people on, and I want to share these with you because it makes the process so much better, so much more effective. So what if you could easily approach anyone feeling relaxed and completely confident? That's what we're going to get into. That's what these secrets are about. So let's dive right in right now. I'm going to say one thing, which is a disclaimer, which I got to do as my background in clinical psychology. These methods are not intended to diagnose or treat any mental, emotional, or physical disorders. The results shared here are based on my experience and those of clients who invested a large amount of time and energy into achieving those goals. So there's no overnight quick fix. You're not going to snap your fingers and have everything transformed in one day. And, if you have a medical condition or a psychiatric condition, obviously check with your physician. And this is for information and training purposes only. Okay, got that out of the way. Now, remember I was asking you before where you want confidence in your life most. I'm going to ask you again because I want you to have it primed in your head as we go through these secrets. Where do you want it most? I see Brock, finally get what I want out of life. Thanks for sharing, Brock. What do you want to get out of life? That's a great question. If I had more confidence, I'd get more of what I wanted. Great. What do you want? And really get specific in your mind. If I had more confidence, I would what? I would go talk to people more. I would start conversations more freely. I'd say no to that person who keeps trying to push me over. I would go ask that person out. That was a big one for me. That was a big motivator. So what exactly do you want? Okay, let's get into the 3 secrets because these will help you get what you want. And I'm sharing these 3 secrets. These 3 secrets are upgrading your stories, the way you see yourself, the way you see what's possible for you. So I phrase them with I in the language. You'll see what I mean in just a second. Because I want you to take these secrets. My goal is to take these secrets and install them, or have you install them in your own mind, so that when you leave here, you now start to believe these things more and more. Because if you believe these things and you take these things in and you do them, then your entire world will change. So the first secret, I can learn confidence because it's a skill that anyone can learn. I can learn confidence because it's a skill that anyone can learn. And I didn't want to say you can learn confidence because I want you to take this in. Take this in as true. So just, in fact, read that or say it out loud to yourself in your mind. I can learn confidence because it's a skill that anyone can learn. Does that feel true to you? Because that is going to be the underpinning of any radical transformation in your confidence. Because let me ask you this question. Why, in that area that you're not getting what you want, that area that you want to be more successful in, that area you want to date, whatever it is, that area, why do you not have the confidence that you want in that area? Let's say you want more confidence in dating. Why don't you feel confident approaching someone you're attracted to? Why don't you feel confident speaking up at work more? Why don't you feel confident sharing freely, a story socially around some friends? Why do you feel insecure and not confident in that area? What comes to your mind? Okay, great. Here's why most people think they lack confidence. They'll say things like, well, I'm too anxious. I'm awkward, so I don't speak up. My stories aren't very interesting. I don't say the right things, so I don't want to make a mistake, so it's not very good. My conversations aren't great. Or it's something physical, right? I'm not attractive because I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I don't have enough hair. I'm bald. I have too much hair in my different parts of my body. This arm is too small. This arm is too big. This leg is too whatever, right? We have a particular set of beliefs about our attractiveness that comes back to our physical body. Or it could be something about like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not quick enough. I'm not motivated enough. If I had more of this, whatever that is, then I'd be confident. If I had more intelligence, if I had more, muscles, if I had more money, if I had more success, then I'd be more confident. Is this ringing any bells? These are stories that we tell ourselves, right? But what is the real reason that most people lack confidence? What if it's none of those things? What if it's something deeper than all those things? I believe it is. After doing this work for many years, I think it comes to this, which is what I call the broken belief. And that can be summed up as, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. And it can be, it can be the specific things we point to. It's not enough of that, too much of, too short in this way, too whatever. But deep down, we're just trying to find the things out there to point to, but really we're just experiencing a feeling. Like there's something defective, there's something off with me, something not right with me. And that is in direct odds with the truth, which is I can learn confidence. Because we're sort of seeing confidence as this trait, this thing that exists outside of you that you either have access to or you don't. And when we think there's something wrong with me, we kind of feel lonely, we feel isolated, or we isolate ourselves. Even if we're around people, we might have a social persona that we put on, but deep down, we don't feel fully accepted. We don't feel part of the group. We leave and we ruminate and feel anxious about it. We kind of feel alone. And often this started when we were young in childhood. And so we distance ourselves from others. We don't want to really put ourselves out there. And the question is, well, what's the truth? Because none of this is true. And it feels so true. I know how true it feels. I had such a strong perception that I was less than other men and that I was not attractive to women. I mean, it was fact. The truth, though, is that I didn't build the confidence because I didn't do the uncomfortable stuff, because I didn't face what scared me. And I didn't have the tool that I'm about to share with you in this training that makes it much easier to do those things. I just didn't have it. And another way to say that is the truth is confidence is a skill. So if you take the actions and put yourself out there in these ways, you will get the results that you want. The downside is it might not be instantly, and it might take repetition. But we'll get into how to do that in a very manageable way that doesn't feel overwhelming or scary. But the result is you will get the what you want when you take the actions. And so as a result, confidence is a skill. Confidence is a byproduct of the actions that you want to take. Confidence will come as a result of the actions that you take. Here's a great example. These are some friends of mine that I love dearly, Jen Love and Jonathan Brinkley. Jonathan's a musician, and he knows how to play the guitar. He's a singer, songwriter, and Jen is a great singer as well, and he was teaching her how to play the guitar. So just like the guitar, in confidence, you can learn specifically what to do. You can improve through practice and do things that you could never do before. Now, this is something that you may intellectually say, oh yeah, totally, yeah, that makes sense. But emotionally, is that clicking for you? Are you seeing like, oh yeah, this is something I can learn? Because any story that tells you otherwise, you know what it is? It's what I call your safety police. It's the part in your mind that's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to ask that person out. What if they reject me? Oh no, I'll just tell myself that I'm ugly and no one would want to date me. That's what I did for years. I'm ugly, so no one would want to date me, so now I don't have to go ask someone out. It works to protect me potentially from short-term rejection, but it doesn't work to get me the relationship that I want in my life. Same thing in business. I don't want to network with those people. I don't want to go to that meeting. I don't want to speak up there. It's going to go, I'm going to look stupid. They're not going to want to talk to me. They're going to think I'm small potatoes. Who'd want to network with me? I'm nobody. There's something wrong with me. And now guess what? I don't reach out. I don't connect. I don't put myself out there in any way. So this, I call it the safety police because it's just saying whatever it needs to keep you safe. But here's the thing. There's a way to do this in a way that feels much more manageable and that your safety police will actually allow. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But so that's the first secret, is that confidence is a skill. So I've said this like 19 times so far in the webinar because I want to get it in your subconscious. Confidence is a skill. I'm going to say it one more time. Secret number one, you can say it with me. I can learn confidence because confidence is that's right, a skill that anyone can learn. Okay, what's secret number two? People will respond really well to me when I approach them in the right way. Because here's how all these secrets work together. These three beliefs stack upon each other. So the first one is, there's something wrong with me. I'm broken, so no one could want to be with me. And then we say, well, because there's something wrong with me, if I were to go ask that woman out, if I were to go ask that man out, if I were to go speak up in that meeting, if I were to put my ideas out there, if I were to do whatever it is you want to do, well, then it would go badly because there's something wrong with me. And so the next belief we need to install, the next secret is people will respond really well to me when I approach them in the right way. The issue is not some fundamental brokenness in you or, oh, there's something wrong with me. The issue is that you're approaching people in the wrong way if you don't get the results that you want. So let's talk about that. What's the wrong way? It's not your fundamental essence. There's something about your attitude, your energy, your mindset, your body language, your approach. So let's look at it. Here's some examples of the wrong way. I could relate to this one from the dating world. You're sitting there and you're kind of like looking at the other person and you're creeping them out. I would do this, man. I had so much social anxiety. I'd see a woman, I'd kind of look at her from across the room and be like, I should go talk to her. Oh, I'm so scared. And then I would look again, and then I would look again. She's probably like, oh God, this guy's creeping me out. And then I'm like, you see, I'm creeping her out. It's because there's something wrong with me. Back to the broken belief. But no, it's your approach. Hesitation, awkwardness, overthinking it. Basically coming at them and saying, you don't want to talk to me, do you? Because I know I'm messed up. I know I'm bothering you. That's the wrong way. What else is the wrong way? In business, this guy, when I saw this picture, I was imagining this guy's like, I got to send some emails and make some calls to reach out to people, see if they want to network with me or buy my service or whatever. And he's like, oh shit, today's going to suck. Or he just got a rejection and he's like, oh, I'm ruined, right? And then so the next time we reach out, we're like bracing ourselves because we're like, you're not going to want to talk to me, right? You're going to say no to me, aren't you? And that's what we're communicating with our energy. And then, sure enough, they say no. And then we're like, you see, there's something wrong with me. I knew it. And it all collapses inwards. So total BS. First, remember, confidence is a skill. There's nothing wrong with you. You just got to take the actions. Number two is to approach people in the right way. One more example of the wrong way. This picture, I think, captures she's doing it. She's speaking up. But she's like, oh, what do they think of me? Is this going well? Do you guys like this? And so you're doing it, but you're all nervous inside. And that tends to also not bring about the best result. We'll talk about why that is in just a minute. So what is the right way? What is the right way to approach people to get a great response? And your mind might be saying, well, if we're talking about confidence secrets, then the right way is confidence, right? Maybe? So I don't think so. Because here's the thing. I remember when I was in college, back I showed some of those pictures when I was playing all those video games and everything. I tried it. I was trying it the hard way. And so occasionally I would go to some party. And that's definitely the hard way, as you'll learn in the Secret 3 why that's the hard way and why that's never going to work. But I tried anyway because I didn't know any better. And so stick with me. We're going to get to Secret 3 in a minute. It's going to just tip the scales on everything. So I'm on my way to this party, and we're walking there. It's in Del Playa in UC Santa Barbara, right near the campus. And it's at this house, and we're walking there, and I'm feeling really nervous. I'm feeling so anxious just to go to parties, just to be around people, feel inferior, not talk to women, feel like worthless. That was my experience at parties. And so on the way there, I'm walking with my friend Ryan. And Ryan, this is not a picture of Ryan, but this is kind of what Ryan was like. He was a ladies' man. He would just go talk to women, and they seemed to respond well to him and just have great interactions with him. And he's always dating somebody. So I'm like, Ryan, on the way to the party, Ryan, how do we more confident with women. What do you do? What do you say? What's the pickup line? And Ryan was like, Aziz, you just got to be confident, man. Just be confident. And I was like, what does that even mean? How do I approach someone with confidence? I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. Now, just for context, I dug up this picture. This is another picture of me at that time. So just tell that guy, dude, just have some confidence. And sure, it makes sense on paper, but how does that actually apply? Maybe people have told you that in your life. Well, here, let me share what I think is the right way. And then in the secret number 3, we're going to talk about how to make that a reality. The right way is not confident, because confidence is the byproduct of approaching people a lot, of practicing a lot, of doing this stuff a lot. So how do you get better right away? You don't. So what do you focus on the first times? And each time from then on to get better and better at it. The right way, I believe, is relaxed. Relaxed. And here's what I mean. I don't mean like, to have a bunch of drinks, although that might help, but not in the long term. I mean not needing their approval. That's where all the tension comes from. That's why I was afraid to talk to women. That's why you might not want to speak up at work. That's why you might not want to put yourself out there or share your ideas in a bigger way or whatever. It's because you're terrified of people not approving of you, of people judging you, disliking you, having a negative feeling, saying, who do you think you are? Saying, I don't agree with you, saying your ideas are stupid, or you're wrong, or this isn't right, or I don't like you. We're absolutely terrified of that. And as long as we're afraid of that, we don't put ourselves out there. And then there's a lot of tension if we do. So I'm going to show you a little mini technique to work on this directly. And then in the next secret, we're going to talk about how to really dismantle this like once and for all long term. But in the heat of the moment, this technique is very valuable. And I use this all the time, which goes like this. Think of someone right now in your life who their disapproval is what's holding you back. So, whatever you want, you want to go approach someone for dating, you want to speak up, something you want to be able to do more in your life if you have more confidence, but you're a little nervous about it, or a lot nervous about it. Who is the person that you're afraid of disapproving of you? Who's the they? And that person might not even be there. I remember I was talking about this with a client, one of my mastermind programs, and he was afraid of putting himself, he was trying to grow a business online, and he wanted to put himself out there bigger in a bigger way, and you start using video and other things, and he felt really nervous about doing it. And we were wondering who he was most nervous about, and it was one of his friends that he grew up with, that he was barely in contact with. But this friend was like, would judge him. So who is it? It might be someone that's literally in your workplace, your boss, your colleagues, your coworkers, your people you're attracted to. Now, what I'd like you to do is just take a moment, pause whatever you're doing, close your eyes, put your hand on your chest and start to breathe. And just notice, do you feel that like squeezing tension or discomfort right now about them not liking you, them judging you? And it's okay if you don't, but just tune in deeper. It sometimes takes a little while to build our body attention, body awareness. But then what I want you to do is take a full breath in, and as you let it out, imagine letting go, needing anything from them. And it could be helpful to even have a little phrase that says, I don't need anything from you. And really tune into that. Like, you don't need this person to like you. You don't need this person to want to date you. You don't need this person to buy from you. You don't need these people to hire you. And of course, your mind might be like, oh my God, no, I do. My boss doesn't like me. I'm going to get fired. Okay. All right. Well, slow down. Grasping for it, desperately needing it does not make it happen. We're talking about letting go of the attachment and the grasping, not doing good work or showing up in your office in a good way. But that desperate energy, that's what we're trying to calm and let go of here. I'm going to show you a little bit more now in the 3 secrets, the third secret to help you actually consistently do this, because this might be working for you right now. I encourage you to keep practicing it. It's something I do a lot with people when I work with them directly. And we need to put this into a context, like a framework that's really going to help you. So let's do that now. 3 secrets, and repetition is a mother of skill here. So we're going to say them 3 times so you get them. The first one is, I can learn confidence because it's a what? That's right. It's a skill that anyone can learn. Confidence is a skill. You can learn it. You are learning it probably already in your life. You've been following my work at all, or anyone else's, or studying my books or anything. And the more you apply, the more you practice, the more it will grow. It has nothing to do with your inherent self-worth or if you're good enough or any of that. That's just fabrication. That's just illusion. It has nothing to do with this. I'm going to go one more jag on this because I believe in it so much. There was a client that I was working with who she was in our mastermind program, and she's like, oh, I want to date more, but I need to lose whatever the number was, 7 pounds or 10 pounds. I need to lose this weight, and I'm not attractive right now, and I need to get in better shape, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, okay, yeah, you can work on your fitness if that's important to you, and let's start working on your feelings of lovability and desirability. Why are you not worthy? Why are you not lovable? And so we started to work on that. And then within 2 weeks, she comes back to a call, and there's a guy who, like, she was not even that active on online dating, and he had like pursued her and found her and reached out to her, and they set up on a date and they went on the date. And she hadn't lost any weight yet. Nothing had changed externally in her appearance. So it's a story. It's like, I'm going to go chase that thing. I got to get better, and I got to get better, and I'm going to be good enough. And meanwhile, if you just put yourself out there, or if you just took the actions, you would start to get the results. Secret number 2, that people will respond well to you. That's a story that they won't. They will when you approach them in the right way. And the more practice you get, the better responses you're going to get. So let's talk about how to get that practice and how to do that in a way that's not scary or overwhelming, which is secret number 3. I can rapidly increase my confidence. And this isn't me, Aziz. This is you saying this to yourself. I can rapidly increase my confidence without forcing myself to do anything scary. Yes, let's talk about exactly how to do that. Because the default approach to building confidence is you try to jam through, right? Like me trying to go to that party when I was in college, or you're like, I need confidence. I remember there was a guy I worked with, and he was like, he had to give these work presentations, and he was a software developer, and he's like, talking in front of a group of like 100 people in the company. It just wigged him out. He was so uncomfortable for weeks ahead of time. And in fact, when I started working with him, he was even taking beta blockers to reduce the symptoms of physical anxiety. And his approach was just to jam through, just prepare and do it once a month, and just like, take your poison and keep going. That's how he perceived it. He felt tense and miserable, just like I did going to those parties. And poor results, man. I mean, I go to a party once a month or less, and I'm anxious as hell and awkward. And am I talking to people? I'm having great responses, building friendships, meeting women, dating? No. And same thing for this guy. He would get through his monthly presentation, but I don't think it was great. I don't think it was terrible, but it wasn't great. And here's the thing, even if you do okay, the poor results can be imagined, because you can leave there being like, that wasn't good enough. Have you ever done that? Have you ever had like an okay date or an okay presentation or an okay experience? But then on the drive home, you're like, it sucked. That wasn't good enough. Right? So it becomes poor results in your mind. And it feels overwhelming. And if it's overwhelming, it's exhausting, you're going to be hesitant to try again. And here's the thing, to get the confidence that you want, we're going to need massive repetition. We're going to do this stuff again and again and again and again. And who wants to do something that is tense and miserable, you're getting poor results, you're overwhelmed, and you're hesitant to try again? Great, yeah, just go do that 80 times. Who's going to do that? You're going to be like some sort of weird masochist. So this is an example. This image captures the default approach. Forget that. There's got to be a better way, and there is. Are you ready for it? Dun, 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 dun. Introducing the 5-pound weight. This is the better way. Everyone can lift a 5-pound weight. That lady can lift she's got a spotter, but she's lifting 2 5-pound weights. That dude, he works out with a 5-pound weight. And look at him. He's got confidence. He's just looking you right in the eyes like, what's up? These are my kids. Those are 5-pound weights. They're 3 and 5 years old. The 3-year-old's still working on full extension on there in the shoulder press, but he's getting it. Here's the thing. We think that the jam through and the default approach is we got to lift weights and we got to go do the stuff that scares us. Yeah! I'm going to go talk to those people. I'm going to go ask those women out. I'm going to go ask for the raise. I'm going to go make a bunch of cold calls or whatever it is. And that's what we imagine, but you don't need to do that. And look, even this dude who's got them big muscles, he's lifting a 6-pound weight, or maybe it's 9 pounds. I don't know, but it's a lightweight for him, right? So The 5-pound weight. That is how we get ourselves to do anything uncomfortable, or get ourselves to get the results that we want without having to take on something extremely uncomfortable or overwhelming. So let's talk about what that actually looks like and how that works. So, what is something that you would love to be able to do? Let's get real specific here. What's something that you would love to be able to do if you had more confidence? Maybe it's start a conversation with anybody, anywhere. Kind of be a social master, socially confident. You know those people that can just walk up and start talking to people? You can be one of those people. I know this one 100%, with 100% certainty, because I've seen this happen for so many people in my coaching programs and live events and other stuff in a relatively short period of time. And I'll even share a little video with you in a second, or in a few minutes, about someone who did exactly that. So start a conversation with anybody, anywhere. Maybe that's something you'd love to be able to do. And what would that open up in your life, by the way, in business and in socially? Not to mention just the sense of social confidence and freedom. Approach someone that you're attracted to. Would you like to be able to do that? That is an extremely valuable skill and fun. Confidently join into group conversations. You know, where would that be valuable? At meetings at work, networking, just socially, parties, gatherings. That's why I hated parties, because it'd be like a group of people and I'm like, a group. That's impossible. Speak up in meetings at work. You know, what would that do for your career to be able to do that? Not just mention your work satisfaction and fulfillment and engagement. Be more assertive, ask for what you want, and say no more. These are all things that I've talked to people that clients want. I wanted in my own life and worked on consistently. So let's talk about how to take any one of those things. So I want you to think of what it is for you. It might be one of these. I'm giving a few examples, and maybe it's something else for you. But pick one thing that you would love to be able to do in one area of your life. You got it? Okay, just pick something, because it'll make this process much more powerful for you. Now what we got to do is we got to break it down into the 5-pound weight. So for example, let's go back actually. How do I go back? There we go. There we go. Okay. Any one of those things might not be a 5-pound weight for you. For me, when I was younger, to approach someone I'm attracted to, that was not a 5-pound weight. And in case you don't get the metaphor real quick, let me explain it. 5-pound weight means something easy that you can do. You could lift a 5-pound weight all day long. Now, if someone said, go lift, go curl with one arm, that 50-pound weight, it might be a bit harder or nigh on impossible, depending on your strength level, right? Someone's like, go pick up that 70-pound weight and curl it. Good luck, right? So for me, approaching someone I'm attracted to when I was younger, that was like a 50-pound weight. That was a 70-pound weight. That was like, I can't even lift that thing off the rack. It's just like, it's an impossibility. So Ryan, remember the guy I was telling about earlier in the college parties? Ryan is like, oh, just have confidence and go talk to them. I'm watching in awe as he's doing something that feels physically impossible to me. And, same thing speaking up at work. Any of these things might feel like 30, 40, 50, 70-pound weights for you. So the 5-pound weight is we got to break it down into the lowest level that feels the most possible for you. So let me give you two different examples. One is the social mastery and one is in the workplace. Social confidence and one is in the workplace. So case study of Paul, amazing guy. And so Paul wanted that first one, which is to be able to start a conversation with anyone, anywhere, and just feel totally relaxed in his body. He struggled with social anxiety for, I don't know, much of his life, probably since he was about 11 or 12, and he was in his late 30s or early 40s by the time we met. So a long time, right? Decades. And he never felt comfortable for any lasting period of time, deeply connecting with others. He didn't talk to new people, any of that. So he wanted to be able to do that. He wanted to be able to be like a social, confident person who could talk to anyone, anywhere. And part of him thought it was impossible, but part of him was like, hey, if I can learn this, I'm willing to test it out and try. So what we did is we broke it down on the 5-pound weight. Now, if we said, Paul, go walk over to this group of people, break in there and start talking to them, he would just stare at me like, that's impossible. That's a 70-pound weight. So he said, okay, what's the 5-pound weight? The 5-pound weight for Paul was to walk over to someone walking down the street on the sidewalk, go up to them and say, hey, do you have a restaurant that you could recommend for me? That was it. Now, this is a really good one because your rejection rate for this is going to be pretty damn low. I mean, you might get the occasional person who's like, don't talk to me, I'm busy. But they're just going to be rejected. They're just pissed off at life, right? They're struggling that day. But most people, if you go up and say, hey, can I ask you a quick question? Do you have a restaurant recommendation, for lunch or whatever? Dude, people are all over that. They'll stop. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you got to go check out Sandy's Sandwich Shop. It's the best. Oh, get the Reuben or whatever. They're all excited. So he did that a couple of times. Here's the thing. You lift a 5-pound weight a number of times, guess what you can do? Now, there's two ways to think about this metaphor, and they're both the same. Now, all of a sudden, you're stronger, so now you can lift a 10-pound weight. Does that make sense? You lift a 5-pound weight, you ask for the restaurant recommendation 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. I don't care how many times. I'm not attached to you're supposed to get it fast, but you could do it a number of times, and all of a sudden, you'll know when it's ready to move up to the next level, because I'll say, go ask, or you'll tell yourself, go ask for a restaurant recommendation, and you'll be like, okay, yeah. I mean, maybe it's like, a little twinge of something, and you're like, yeah, no big deal. Just like if I were to say, I don't know, go walk for a quarter mile or a half mile. You might be like, okay, I got to exert myself a little bit, but no big deal. That's what you want. Then you're ready for the next weight level. So the 10-pound weight for him was friendly greetings. This is when you walk down a street, a busy sidewalk, and you just say hi to people. Say hi to people walking the other way. Say hi to the person sitting at the cafe. Say hi to the couple walking their dog. Just say, hey, how's it going? Hey, guys, what's up? Hey. And for some people, this is like a 20-pound weight. They're like, ugh. So you got to break it down. That's what we did for Paul. At first, that would have been too overwhelming for him. And he might have been able to do it, but he might have been jamming through, right? And the jam method does not work. Pushing yourself, overwhelming yourself, exhausting yourself. You got to do this small and build up. So friendly greetings. He did that for a number of times. And then he worked his way up to step 3, which is the drive-by compliment. You walk by someone and you just say, hey, nice shirt. And you keep walking. I love those boots. And you keep walking. That's a cool dog. And you keep walking. And you don't stop. You don't talk. You just put yourself out there a little bit more. So we do those 3 things consistently over time. And the result? Well, let me have him tell you in his own words. How do I start this?
I thought, wow, a year ago, I was terrified of the idea of just going out in the street and maybe asking for some directions. And now I'm holding a deep conversation with complete strangers and apparently looking skilled doing it.
So this is 100% possible for you. There's nothing special or different about Paul or me or anyone else. It's applying these principles. If there's anything in your mind that says like, well, that he could do it, it must have been different for him. That's just that story. That's just that broken belief. One more case study I want to give you so you can really understand how to apply this in your own life, which is Karen. So Karen wanted to bring confidence into her business life, and she was uncomfortable interacting with her boss, with people that are higher up in the company. And so what I was doing is I was limiting her career acceleration, her career growth, because she had a lot of skill. She was motivated. She was intelligent. She had a lot she could contribute. She had a lot of value that she could add to the company, but she was afraid to interact with people in the higher levels and afraid to put her ideas so they didn't see it. And look, if you want to grow in your career, but you're hiding in your company, or if you want to grow in your own business, but you're hiding and not putting yourself out there, things aren't going to work so well. So we were working on this to help her get that confidence she needed for her career. So one of the things she wanted to be able to do is like, I want to be able to have a casual conversation with my boss, with people in the executive level. I want to be able to speak up in meetings where those people are present and share my ideas. I said, great. That was a 70-pound weight for her. She wasn't able to lift it. So what we did is said, let's break it down. First, step 1, approach 1 colleague per day. And these are people at her level or lower, whatever, like people that were non-threatening to you, just to practice. This is kind of like the friendly greetings version of inside a company or a business. So you would just talk to someone nearby, talk to someone near the printer, talk to, she ended up doing a little bit more, but the agreement was just 1 colleague per day. So 5 a week, right? And it was a medium-sized company. I don't know, maybe like 70, 80 people. So she did that. And she just started just having little brief conversations with people. And this might seem like, here's the thing. People will reject the 5-pound weight idea because they're like, 5-pound weight, pfft, what's that going to do? Say hi to some people on the street, well, that's going to do nothing to me. Approach 1 colleague per day, it's stupid. No, it's not stupid. Lifting the 5-pound weight builds your strength. Trying to lift a 70-pound weight and then saying there's something fundamentally broken in me, I guess I can't, that's stupid. Because that's not actually building any strength, building any social fitness. So she did that. Then the next step was to ask 1 to 2 colleagues to lunch each week, which she did. Had lunch with them, deeper conversations. Then it was speak up in small team meetings where her boss was not present, because she had a habit of not speaking up much in any meetings. So she would start speaking up in meetings that were about 4 to 5 people, internal team meetings where the boss wasn't present. Then in a bigger meeting where her boss was present, she had a commitment to say one thing, just one thing. Didn't have to like command the floor and share a bunch of ideas or challenge people, just one thing. Do you see how these weights, that would be like a 5-pound weight, step 2 is a 10-pound weight, step 3 is a 15-pound weight, step 4 is a 20-pound weight. And she worked her way up consistently until she told me, she was like, there was this meeting. It was like a company-wide thing, and people came from some other division or whatever. So there's like a lot of people from all different levels, and they're having this lunch section. And they're all sitting at these, they go, it was catered, so they get their food and they sit at these round tables. And she sat down at this round table, and there's these people there, and she just started chatting with them. And there's this one man there, she chatted with him for a while. And, partway through the conversation, he's like, what's your name? She's like, Karen. He's like, Karen, this is great to meet you. I love how open and expressive you are. It's really good to see people doing that. I love that. And she's like, oh, absolutely. And, what's your name? And she found out his name. Turns out this guy was the CEO of the entire company. And there's like 4 different, they're in 4 different cities. So she worked in one city. This dude was like the head honcho. And she was just chatting with him like no big deal. And here's the best part about it. When she found that out, she didn't go like, oh God, I have to go, and like get up and run away. She chatted with him and had a great conversation with him. Now, is that going to like instantly get her promoted? He's like, I like the cut of your jib. You're my new vice president. No, this isn't the movies. But do you think that kind of confidence is going to show up in her regular workplace? What do you think that boost is going to do to her confidence for the rest of that week, the rest of that month? What do you think it's going to do when promotion opportunities arise? Right? So she's becoming the kind of person who gets these results in her life. And I want you to, can you imagine being able to do this? This isn't just them and me. This is you. Can you imagine being able to speak up in those meetings and share your ideas? Can you imagine being able to have a social interaction and feel comfortable in your skin? Or deeper friendships where you guys can have adventures and do things together and you can be yourself. Or having a deeper romantic connection that comes from building up that skill, building up that muscle, being able to be yourself. So all of this is 100% possible for you. Any story that says otherwise is completely false. And so I have 2 questions for you, though, to turn that into a reality. The first question is, what we've just covered, what have you found most valuable so far? What's the insight? What's the aha? What's the shift? I want you to think about it and put it into words. If you want to type it in, that would be great too. But I want you to start to take this from just listening mode into like active, like, okay, what is it that I'm going to take away from this? What is my insight? Because otherwise these secrets just kind of come in one ear and go out the other. But we have to make the fundamental transition. What are you taking in? What are you owning after we spent this time together so far? And the next question, which is even more important, is what are you going to do now? Because there's one thing that's loud and through coming through, I hope, is that it's not about your fundamental worth and if you're broken or not, if you're good enough. It's about action. It's about doing the steps. And the 5-pound metaphor, the 5-pound weight, is the easiest way to work around our own fears, work around our own safety police, and get ourselves into that action. Because here's the thing. Old habits die hard. You might be listening to me talk in this training and be like, yeah, I'm totally going to do it. I'm going to go speak up in that meeting. And you get to that meeting and that dude's looking at it and you're like, oh God, I'm so anxious. This is so uncomfortable, right? Or you're like, I'm going to put myself out there. And you go try to lift the weights and then, you go in for the kiss. I mean, these pictures are ridiculous, but I chose them for that reason. And the person's like, ugh. And then you're like, oh no. Or I like this picture too. He's like checking out. She's like, who are you texting? Right? These old ways of being, seeing yourself as inferior, as unlovable, as not good enough, the ways we approach people, they take retraining. We have to retrain ourselves. You have to take what is going to happen in this training and then do it consistently. So what can you do to make your success inevitable? That's the question I want to ask for you. Because if you say, oh yeah, well, we don't want you to leave this webinar with a 5-pound weight metaphor and be like, yeah, totally, working out. That makes sense. I should work out more. Yeah. And that's just another thing that we should do. So this has been the conundrum for me. I'm so passionate about this. I want to make this change. I want to help people do this. And I would talk to them and they'd feel inspired. Maybe you feel inspired talking to me. I hear that often. People feel inspired by my energy because I'm speaking from my own experience. And then they leave and they're like, I don't know. And I get it. I know the power of those stories. So I spent like 2.5 years of my life creating something to make this transferable to your own house, to you, so that we don't necessarily be hanging out together in person. And I'd love to share that with you over just for the next 5-10 minutes, if you guys are open to that. And that is Confidence University. This is my baby. I love this program. This is what I put my heart and soul into. How do we make these changes worldwide for anyone who wants to plug into this? Because we need to take the whole guesswork out of it and figuring out what steps and the next steps are for you and the 5-pound weight for you. It's kind of like, oh God, I don't know. It's overwhelming, right? So we want to like, hey, let's just give you the exact steps for you to follow to get the confidence. So we'll take the guesswork out of it, and then you get to actually just apply the steps one by one. And Confidence University is different than anything else to get these results because first and foremost, it's based upon these 16 years of experience that I've had with people. This isn't just like I read some books or even that I got a doctorate. It's like I've been doing this day in and day out, nonstop, and seeing what works. So you get in-depth courses that teach you the exact steps to rapidly transform your confidence. And here's the thing, there are action steps at the end of all these lessons. So it's not just like, here's some ideas, here's a book, cool. It's like, okay, you watched that video, now go do this. And guess what? All the action steps are designed to be 5-pound weights, because then you can get into that momentum. That's how we're going to produce the shift. You also get accountability in the program through the action steps, through the forum. You get support and connection as well. You can interact with people on a forum. I'll tell you more about what's in the program too, but you can get on acceleration calls where you interact with coaches and other people to support you. So this isn't just like you doing stuff on your own and trying to find some, maybe I'll find some time to do it. Maybe I'll figure it out. This is like, hey, you're in this. You're in the university and we got you. So I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what some of the courses are, and then we'll talk about how to go further with this if you want. Everyone that goes into Confidence University goes through the Confidence Foundation. And the Confidence Foundation is going to help you eliminate fear so you can boldly speak up and take action. Neutralize your inner critic, which is actually the biggest thing that stops you from doing any of the stuff that we're talking about. Not your ability, not your intelligence, not your beauty, not whatever. It's your inner critic that tells you that you can't, tells you you're not good enough, tells you blah, blah, blah. So you're going to learn how to neutralize that and get on your own side. Become rejection proof. Not so afraid of rejection, and ultimately not so afraid or embarrassed about what they and other people are going to think of you. That's the foundation. I think everyone in the world should go through the foundation course, and that sets you up to go into our next courses, and you get to choose, do you want to do social mastery? Do you want to do dating mastery? Do you want to do career acceleration? Remember I was giving you examples about Paul was really interested in social mastery. He was the guy who did the friendly greetings and then could have deep conversations with strangers. Then Karen was really interested in career acceleration. And I get it that people want to use confidence in different ways. So in these courses, I'm going to give a quick overview of what's in them. But social mastery is really about starting conversations with anyone, always knowing what to say next, being funny and dynamic and highly charismatic with others. And no, that's not an inborn trait. No, that's something that you can learn. And if you find me interesting or engaging or charismatic, which no doubt you do, but trust me, remember those pictures from when I was younger? That is not how people would describe me. Not in any way. No friend of mine was like, Aziz is really charismatic. They would say Aziz is quiet. Maybe they'd say Aziz is funny. If I was comfortable, I could make some jokes. But they wouldn't say I was charismatic or dynamic or, could influence others or could speak up in groups. None of that. That's trained. I've lifted a lot of 5-pound weights. And then finally, just being you and enjoying connection with others. Really letting go of that need for approval. That's in that course. It's great. And then there's dating mastery. Eliminate your fear of approaching anyone. Master skills of flirting and attraction, which not only help you in dating, but in relationships, which this program is really designed to set you up for. It's not about like weird pickup stuff. It's about how to set you up for deeply meaningful relationships at whatever level you want them. And it allows you to date on your terms without drama, guilt, and all that anxiety that comes with it. Really confidence in dating. And then career acceleration. So you can freely speak up and be seen as leadership material like Karen. Gain the confidence to ask for promotions, or if you run your own business, to raise your fees. Get complete clarity on your career path to know you're on the right path and make changes if you need to. And then also maximize your productivity and enjoyment at work, because that's important too, right? Not just getting somewhere, but actually enjoying what you're doing during the day at work. So what you're going to get inside of Confidence University is you get 1 year unlimited access to Confidence University. which is a $3,997 value. You get my Model the Masters program, which is a $497 value. That's a bonus where I interview, I don't know how many are in there. It's probably over 20, maybe it's 25 in-depth interviews with brilliant people all about confidence. It's like a huge wealth of information. You'll get so many distinctions that are not just mine, but learned from all these experts. You'll get the Secret Confidence Library, which is redonkulous. It's just like I created so many things before Confidence University, and they were all like hodgepodge, like little things here, little things there. I put them all together, and it's like this treasure trove of ideas, concepts, like things that will shift for you. So there's plenty in Confidence University. This is just if you love immersing yourself in this stuff, you'll get even more. And then there's an interactive private forum, which is worth its weight in gold. 1,000 is just an estimate. I think it's worth more than anything because you're not alone. That's the biggest problem, and I'll get into that in a minute. We do this lone wolf thing. I'll just do it on my own. That's what I tried for many years, and we need other people. Other people support us. They help us. They make us feel connected. So the total value is $6,491 for Confidence University. And there's the different kinds of people that this has worked for. There's, say person type number one is someone with social anxiety. So if you have social anxiety or think you have social anxiety, shyness, sometimes people call it, fear of what other people are going to think of you, you hold back, you're hesitant, you overthink things, you overanalyze, you're anticipating rejection a lot. You're just not being you boldly. This program is absolutely for that. Another kind of person this program is for is what I would call the nice person. It's a little different kind of social anxiety. Maybe you could talk to people and be friendly, but you're sort of subtly people pleasing. You're saying yes. You're always putting others first. You have a hard time saying no. You're not fully yourself, and you kind of feel burned out or stressed out, or interactions are tiring to you, or you're getting walked all over, or you're just not getting the results that you want in life and dating. That is nice person stuff, and that is absolutely also who Confidence University is for. And another type of person is what I would call the premature ceiling. This was like your Karen types. These are people who are massively limiting their potential in life out of a lack of a poor sense of self, not believing in themselves, not taking action, not speaking up, and they're not able to create, do, and achieve everything they want in life. If any one of these you resonate with, then Confidence University is definitely for you. We have a few people that were sharing about this. Stefan was one that fell in the social anxiety category. So this course helped me break free from social anxiety, feel more optimistic about my future, and gave me a deep sense of confidence that I am in control of my existence. And then there's Matt. Before discovering Dr. Z's, I never had any success with women or gone on any dates. Now I regularly go up and talk to women I'm very attracted to. Not only that, but I'm relaxed about it. And I've seen him do it. And he's actually in a relationship now. I know Matt. I talk to Matt regularly. He's awesome. And that's led to many dating experiences and some great relationships too. So the question I have for you is, as you're listening, as you're watching, you're like, oh yeah, this is useful for me. And I want to ask you, how long have you been waiting? Because remember I was talking about Paul earlier? I mean, we started working together when he was about, I said late 30s, early 40s. He had social anxiety since he was about 12 years old. So he waited 20, almost 30 years. How long have you been waiting? I waited about 10 to 12 years before I really got help and made the change. And again, we have this story that's like this lone wolf thing. Like, I should be able to do it all myself. And it's like, well, yeah, you can work on this and you can grow, but we need support. We need guidance. We need accountability. We need other people. We need help. And that's what tipped the scales for me. So how long have you been waiting, and are you done waiting? Because sometimes we're like this. We're like, investing in myself, like, I don't know about that. I shouldn't need to, or that's bad, or what will other people think? And here's the thing. Money replenishes, man. Even if you don't have a ton of money, it's going to replenish. In this course, I'll share what we're going to offer to you as a discount because you're motivated and you're here, but that money is going to replenish. But what's not going to replenish is those years of not being you, the years of not being comfortable in your own skin, the years of not being in a relationship. That's not going to replenish. So there's some bonuses that we're throwing in. The acceleration calls. These are group calls with coaches on my team, which are amazing. You can get on the call, you get support, you're stuck, you want help, you want guidance. That's just part of the program. Access to these amazing coaches that help people make these transformations in their lives all the time. Another bonus is a live event ticket. So I do live events. So we have another one coming up in October. Unlimited Dating and Relationship Confidence. My goodness, coming to a live event will skyrocket your confidence, especially in confidence. I love people in Confidence University coming to live events because they're in it. They're already motivated. They're already taking their actions. They get to the event. They're like, oh, this is like that, but on steroids. So You get a live event ticket. That's if you do the full pay. We have a payment option and a full pay. I'll explain that in just a second. So just to recap, with these bonuses, you get Confidence University 1 year, Model the Masters, the Secret Confidence Library, an interactive private forum. And we made it private instead of Facebook because then no one could see and you could feel total safety and comfort talking about anything that you want. Acceleration calls and live event ticket. So the value of that is $10,485. And I want to keep us on our time schedule, so I'll just share in just a moment how to get the course. But one question often comes up is, why not just read a book? I've read one of your books, Dr. Aziz, or I'm reading one of your books right now. Why not just do that? Well, you read the book and you're here. And that often happens. People read the book and then they are in my live events. Because a book does not have that systematic ladder guidance of do A, B, C, do this, do that, take the action. It's not discrete. It's not broken down into these action steps. It doesn't have the accountability. It doesn't have the support. You're alone. You're lone wolfing it with a book. Even if you and I are having a relationship as you read it through the page, you're lone wolfing it. There's no accountability. There's no support. And so what often happens with a book, if we even finish it, which 90% of the time we don't even finish the book, 90% of people finish like 10% of the book when they buy it, and there's no investment in it too. When we invest in something, we're like, I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to do this. You're communicating to your subconscious that this is important. In fact, the other way you could get this to work with me is through a mastermind program that I run, where people invest $15,000 or more for the year, and it's absolutely worth every penny, but it's the next level. And this is a way to get that same activity, interaction results without that kind of investment. And some people want to work with me at this point. To work with me, it's almost $100,000. Just because there's such a limited, I only have 2 slots a year that I can do that with people. But for you, we're offering Confidence University for $997, which is a much more accessible way to get this program. And you can get it, we have a payment plan too, where it's just $97 a month. So we'll finance you. So you get to do it over 12 months for just $97 a month. And here, let me click this button here and it can make it show up for you. Boom. It should be up now on the right. There should be a button that you can click that will give you access to this at the discounted rate. Because we want to make this as accessible as possible. That was my vision for Confidence Universities. I want people to be able to learn this stuff from home, not be alone because you're connected through the community, but then be able to make these radical shifts. And maybe you can come to a live event. I would love that if you could. Maybe you can join the mastermind. I would love that even more. But look, we want to be able to make this accessible to anyone. So for just the $997 or $97 a month, you can dive into this and get these results. So if all this program did was help you feel fully comfortable in your own skin around anyone, just that social confidence, would it be worth it? Would it be worth the $997 to have that social confidence? And here's the thing, that lasts for a lifetime. Once you know how to get into that physical shape, that confidence shape, lift those 5-pound weights, 10-pound weights, 20-pound weights, then you can do that for your entire life. You have that skill. What about one promotion in your career? Maybe it would actually be an actual monetary return on this investment. That's what I'm interested in for people as well. Because, there's the internal, in the inner game, feeling good, but also, why not use confidence to increase our income in the world? Would that be worth it? What about one more date per week? Or the chance to meet someone that you're really excited about? I mean, for me, the confidence that I had to be able to meet my wife, Candace, that is beyond any amount of investment that I would make. So there's more I could share, but I'm going to say one other bonus and then we'll wrap this thing up. Bonus number 3 is we're adding this in to Confidence University, exclusive live webinars with me personally. So outside of the mastermind live events, this is the only way to get really direct access to me. And I'll be answering your questions and interacting with you and doing coaching with people. So this is a fantastic way to really benefit from my years of experience. And this is extremely valuable. So that's another bonus that we're adding in. And it's all for $997. So click to the right and you can join in. There's a whole page. You can learn more about it. But I would just say just dive right in. And here's the thing. We have 100% money back satisfaction guarantee. I call it my confidence transformation guarantee. There's a picture of me flying on the plane with my kiddos. I just want to show I believe in you and I believe in this. And I'm doing this for my life, is helping inspire people to have confidence. And so if this program doesn't work for you or it's not the right thing for you, I don't want to be like, ha, no, I'm taking your money. I don't care. It's like, I do care. So if it doesn't work for you, then just tell me, send us an email, and you have 30 days and we'll give you your money back. So there's no risk to join in. And you can get the, so it's a 30-day, sign up today. And if you don't like it for any reason, just let me know and we'll give you your money back. I'll share one more. There's a ton of these I could share, but I want to respect your time. We're going to wrap in just a minute. I had social anxiety for many years. His name is Canvas. I had social anxiety for many years, and I was always scared of people and tried to avoid talking as much as possible. Now I've completely transformed from a shy person to a social person. My coworkers, friends, and wife couldn't believe the difference. But Dr. Aziz's teaching is wonderful because it works. I could tell a great story about him. But really, this is the tale of two people. We'll skip over that. One thing I like to talk about in my live events is when you start getting into this work and start doing this, life in whatever area, your dating life, your career, your social confidence, whatever, it kind of feels like this. But if you get into action, you dive in, you start to be flowing in the river, and your life is more like that. And if you keep practicing this stuff and you dive in with Confidence University, and you really do this, and it starts to feel like that. And that's when your life is really moving. So just to recap what you're going to get, 1 year unlimited access to Confidence University, Model the Master's Program, Secret Confidence Library, the forum, acceleration calls, live event ticket, and live webinars with me personally. And the total value of that is over $15,000. So click below to get started, or to the right to get started. And if anything's coming up, the obstacle is probably going to be fear. It's like, I'm scared. I don't know. I'm scared. I just won't do it, right? And that was my MO for many years, just avoid it because I'm scared. Self-doubt, like, I probably can't. It probably won't work for me. And then the myth of the lone wolf. Now I got the book. I'll just do it on my own. And look, I'll just end with this. Like, I'm nothing special. I love myself. I'm on my own side. But I don't think I'm like the most brilliant person or better than other people or anything like that. I'm not naturally confident. I'm a sensitive introvert. And I spent the last 16 years trial and error to discover these secrets. And then I want to give them to you. And so you could spend months or years trying to do it the hard way and figure it all out. But why? The Confidence University program is laid out to really help you with this. So I don't think there's anything wrong in getting help. I believe in it. I'm always working with a coach. I'm working with two right now in my life. I have been for the last 10, 12 years, and my life's been nothing but better in every area. So I encourage you to dive in. There's a recap of what you get for Confidence University. So we're going to skip through that. Oh, let me give you the assessment as well. So this is the way to check your confidence level. Let me put that up real quick. Confidence assessment. And then we'll go back to the Confidence University if you want to click on that. So the confidence assessment is a great tool. If you just click to the right to be able to get your assessment, just download a PDF and you could print it. You could do it on your computer. You could look at it on your phone, whatever you'd like. And in just a moment, we'll put the offer back up for Confidence University. You can click that. But I really enjoyed being with you today. There's a few questions I answer. We're wrapped for the main training, but I'm going to answer a few questions, some common questions that come up for people, and then we'll officially conclude here. So if you want to stay on, I'd love to be with you. And if you want to move on with your life, absolutely. But I really encourage you to check out Confidence University, because if you get a sense of me through this and get a sense that this is possible, that this change is possible for you, I can't think of a better program to help you get those results. So let me take this assessment back down and put up the Confidence University link there. And then we'll see some common questions. So one is, how long does it take to go through the program? And the answer to that is, well, it depends on how fast you go. But, we give you a year, and that year is plenty of time to go through all 4 courses. Sometimes people do it a little faster than that. Sometimes people take breaks in between, which is fine. If you're not constantly doing stuff, you could take a break between courses, but a year is plenty of time to get through everything. But you could do it faster than that if you wanted. How long do I have access? You have access for a year. How much time do I need to spend on this? I get that. People are like, I'm busy. How much do I have time? The answer is not that much. We designed it. Like, it's not me explaining, the cosmos of confidence and all the theoretical underpinnings and everything like that. You could find, actually, I never really do that. I'm all about like transformation and action, but these are short. I mean, the lessons are designed to be, consumed. They could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the lesson. You could watch one, take the action step. You could do one of those a week. You could invest 30 minutes a week, and you would make significant progress in a couple months. If you want to go faster, you can go faster. But you could invest anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour a week. You could do 30 minutes a day, and then boom, stuff would go really fast. But we wouldn't really need to do more than that. In fact, we wouldn't even recommend doing more than that. You don't need spending hours and hours a day on this stuff. Just 20, 30 minutes a day would be tremendous in your results. Do I get coaching with the program? That's a great question. You can. We have something called Confidence University Plus, where you get everything here in Confidence University, and you get to get the individual guidance and mentorship of one of my highly trained confidence coaches. And that is like that's the trifecta. That gets results fast, because then there's no snag points, there's no sticking points. It's even higher levels of accountability. It's amazing. So if you're interested in that, once you purchase, you can just send us an email, and we can have someone on my team, a coach on my team, reach out to you, and we can see if it's a good fit. It's just an additional cost, an additional investment, and the results we've been getting with that are powerful. That's why we started offering it. Do you get to ask me questions personally? The answer is yes. I'm on the forums and also the exclusive webinars with me as well. It's a great way to do that. And if you get stuck, what if I get stuck is another question. And the answer to that is, show up on an acceleration call, post in the forum. Like, there's other humans there, myself, my coaches, other people in the program that care, that want to help you. So you can't, the only way you can get stuck is you get stuck and then you hide and you log off and you're like, screw this. Well, then, no one can help you if you run away like that. But if you show up, then we're here to help you, and we'll help you get unstuck. That's the beauty of this program. That's why it's different than a book, and that's why we get results in it. Will this work better than psychotherapy? So I don't know. I can't say exactly. It depends on the therapist and their style and what they know about this stuff. I was trained in clinical psychology and therapy, and I will say that many types of therapy are not very effective for this, because they're super broad, analytical, like, let's just look at your childhood a lot, and it doesn't really produce the immediate results like the taking of the action does. And so we've seen a lot of people will do therapy and then they'll come into my world and get much faster, better results. I cannot speak to any particular kind of therapy or whatever, really depends, but this is much more targeted and much more action oriented, much more future oriented, much more transformational, and a lot less kind of insight exploratory. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't know if that produces the same transformation in this area of your life. It could be valuable in its own right, but it's just different. Okay. Those are some of the basic questions. I love being with you. I can hang out all day, and hopefully we get a chance to. So check out Confidence University. If you do the full pay, the $997, you get to come to the Unlimited Dating and Relationship Confidence event, which is coming up in just a couple of months. And that one is so good. So good. That one's one of the nearest and dearest to my heart, because that was what started my confidence journey, was low confidence in relationships. So I would love to be there with you and help us just elevate, man, the level at which people feel good in their hearts and confident and loving and lovable and able to put themselves out there freely without games and weirdness is just beautiful. So I'd love to see you there and inside of Confidence University. And click to the right. For now, we'll be signing off. So thanks for being with me today. You're awesome. And until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. Talk to you soon. Be well. And now I find my exit.